All right, let's do this. Good afternoon, fearless dreamers. It is Trudy here, and following up from a post from Margie, I wanted to talk to you today about vision boards, how to get them to really work for you, and why in the past, when you've set something up and you've looked at the dream house and the dream car, why you actually don't have it yet. Potentially, you might have it. I hope you have it. If you have it, that is awesome. Give the life some love. But I don't know about you, but I've set up heaps of vision boards in the past and never got the vision. So let's begin. Hello, Devon. How are you today? All right, so I do have some little notes to keep me on track. Just putting them there beside me so I can not see my face on the screen. All right, let's do this. So vision boards, they are this beautiful thing that people cut out all the pictures from the magazines and stick them up and on the wall and look at them and go, oh, one day it'd be nice to have that. And that's about as far as it goes. So hit yes or drop an emoji in the comments if you've done that before too. I've done it, nothing to be ashamed of, right? But when we learn how to use our brain to actually give power and strength and momentum to a vision board, this is when the effort that we go to put it together actually starts to work. Now, I'm going to cover off some different structures in your brain that when you understand them and harness it, your vision board will actually come to life. Plus some special magic at the end, right? All right, so let's have a look at our reptilian brain and our nervous system. If you haven't heard me talk about it before, this is the part of the brain that wants you to stay safe. It wants to keep you in the 1-bedroom apartment, not living in the 5-bedroom manor in the country or whatever your dream house looks like. Because the 5-bedroom dream house in the manor, that's an uncertainty. So your nervous system wants to keep you safe. So it's automatically, until you can use the rest of the brain, it's going to block and distract you from getting the dream house or the dream car or the dream shoes or handbag or whatever it is, right? So we need to work with this part of our brain to start with. So you want to make sure that, the things that you want, you can reassure that part of your brain that there's safety in you having it, that there's certainty in you having it. You're not going to be bored having it. And you don't need to be suspicious around who you become or what's going to happen to you when you do have it. So we need to calm that primal part of our brain and start taking actions to make whatever it is we have on our vision board feel safe, right? So that's the first thing. Now, how do we do that, right? So I want to talk about belief structures. Now, when you look at that beautiful 5-bedroom manor in the country, I'll just use that as the example, we'll run with that. What are your underlying beliefs around it? People who have that much money, are they assholes? Are they good people? Are you going to become somebody other than who you are to have that house? Because so much of our identity, and this is sort of our whole brain, our identity is wrapped up in who we are now and how we show up. And to shift our identity into that, once again, we have to know that it's safe. So you want to start exploring. When you look at that car, you look at the Maserati on your vision board. I don't really know much about cars. Cars aren't my thing. But you look at that Maserati, you look at that sports car, and you're like, that's awesome. What comes up for you? Is it like, oh, guys who drive that are assholes? Girls who have those cars, they're paid for. Like, they're just bimbos. Like, what are these beliefs that are wrapped around the things that you want? Because if they aren't healthy, good beliefs, your nervous system, your identity, all of that becomes threatened. And it's going to block you from creating that. your energy, and we'll talk about this a bit later as well, your energy is not going to be a match to it because of all of these underlying beliefs. You know, that whole belief is like, oh, you have to work really hard for your money, right? It's like, well, if you're thinking, well, I have to work really hard for the money to actually afford that, but you in the past have suffered from burnout because you have worked that hard, see how you're automatically setting up this internal battle to go after what it is that you want. So it's not something that I hear talked about very often when it comes to vision boards. People have their vision board parties and they cut out all these pictures and they stick them on the wall and that's it. So you really want to start challenging your beliefs around having the things that you want. So this is all wrapped around, it's both your neocortex and your reptilian brain, but there's a part in the middle, right? So we think in pictures. This is why the images are so important on the vision board. So I see a lot of people when they make their boards, they put these massive empowering words everywhere and but the brain doesn't think like that. So if you want to put the word empowering on your vision board, awesome, but put a picture that matches that. Because ultimately what we want to be doing with the two parts of our brain, like the midbrain and the reptilian brain, we want to create a feeling of safety, a feeling of certainty that this is right. We want to work with the neocortex on the belief structures around what it is that we want to create. So we get all three parts of our brain in harmony and working together. So make sure you're using images. But the thing is, right, if you're living in a one-bedroom apartment and you're making $500 a week, and you're putting like a 10-bedroom mansion with all the bells and whistles that, you know, it's going to cost you, $5 million to buy, and, you know, the rates and to manage it and everything, it's going to cost a lot of money. It's money that you don't have. This is another downfall of vision boards. There actually needs to be a level of realism, right? So if the jumps are too big, it's going to look pretty up on the wall, but your nervous system, your brain, it's going to go, yeah, that's not going to happen. That's not realistic. And this ties into the third step I want to talk about is the timing of it. If you put a beautiful picture of a beautiful mansion up on the wall with no plan, no date, no timing around it, your brain's just going to dismiss it. Too hard, not going to happen, not achievable, not believable. So when you're creating your vision board, you actually want to have time frames around it. So there's two ways you can go about it. You might do a vision board every year, which is something that I know a lot of people do. So every year you go from the one-bedroom apartment, you upgrade the living arrangements. Upgrade it to something a little more realistic, a little bit more believable, something that's still a stretch, but something that your brain can believe. You want it to be believable. Biggest downfall of vision boards, and I've done it too. I'm no different. Just put up the big grand dream, but with no concept of how it can be created. Now, the end date and the planning part is really important because you want your neocortex to be activated as well. This is the planning part of the brain. So you've got the fear and the safety organized. So no fear, gone, yep. You've got the imagery, yep, this is believable, we can do it. Then you've got the planning and the data. So if you want that beautiful 5-bedroom manor in the country and you know realistically where you're at, it's probably going to take 5 or 6 years, draw yourself out a timeline. Like, so each year, what you want to create off the vision board, what you want to bring in. Have some data wrapped around it so the goal setting part of your brain can go, A, I'm a part of the process, so I feel good, but B, it's like I'm an active part of the process, so I can start the planning and the creation around it as well. So set goals, set realistic goals around your vision board. If you want to have just one vision board for the rest of your life, awesome. Plan it, have dates, have some structure, get all of your brain activated to create it. If you do vision boards every year, step it up, like let it expand, let it grow. Teach your nervous system, your midbrain, your neocortex, teach your whole system to feel safe and okay in the expansion that you want to create with that. And one thing is like the energy and the ritual around vision boards and creating them. You need to be aware of your own energy. Are you open to attracting these things into your life, or have you attached a desperate need energy around things so you're actually going to repel them? So you might end up winning $1 million and you can buy the 5-bedroom manor in the country, but because you've repelled that vision and you've wrapped need around it, you'll sabotage the vision anyway, and you'll spend all the money on something else, or you'll end up with a big bill, or something will happen, right? So you've got to check in with your energy. And this is important when you're creating your vision board. Make sure you have a celebration energy, a desired energy, I require this for my purpose energy. Not sitting there looking back at what you have going, I need to get out of this house. I hate it here. So tap into your energy, and with your vision boards, create rituals around them. So you might finish your vision board and burn a candle and say a prayer. You might write a list of all the things that you're with gratitude for having but are ready to leave behind, and burn it. Like, create the ritual and the energy around it. Don't build a vision board just as the next sort of thing that you're supposed to do because that's what people do, right? So as you can see, pretty passionate about vision boards. Margie asked me about mine. So what I've just got rooms. I don't actually have a house. So for me right now, my vision board, the pictures that I have, I've got a few facades and a few different rooms. But my goal is to have that kind of house, that energy around that house in 5 years. So I'm not pushing myself. I'm not rushing. I know I've got other things that are priority around before that. Building my business, supporting everyone here in the group, like getting more media, more speaking engagements. So those are my priorities. But I know in the background, in 5 years, if I take all of these other actions beforehand, I'll be able to create the house that has the big open plan living, has the big upstairs bedroom with a balcony, has the bathroom that has, one of those baths that has the feet and, that kind of stuff, right? So that's about as far as I've gone with this current vision board. Previously, I've had 2 big poster print things with all of the images. I've put them all in the order of the timeline. And here's a tip, right? Don't start with the pictures. Start with the timeline. So 2021, these are the things I want to create. 2022, these are the things I want to create. 2023, these are the things I want to create. So it's kind of like reverse vision boarding. But then find the images that match the timeline. So that's how I do. Like, if I'm going to do a hardcore full-on vision boarding session, that's how I do it. I actually reverse engineer it and the images come last. But you can do whatever feels good for you. But I just thought it was really important because we're getting towards the end of the year and people are going to start thinking about New Year's resolutions and goals and outcomes and what they want to create and stuff. So yeah, I thought I would share that now. And if anyone's keen, we could probably do some sort of online vision board party or something. I don't know. Let me know. But that, my friends, my fearless dreamers, because I so want you to succeed. If you're going to use vision boarding as part of your process for your success, I would suggest you have a listen to this and implement some of the suggestions. So that's it from me. I've got my paid membership group call in 15 minutes. Got to go get ready for the Liberate Your Life crew. If you have any questions, thanks for hanging out with me this afternoon, Devon. And yeah, I know. Look how long my hair is from drinking collagen, and look at my nails. It's out of control. They probably don't look very long, but for me, these are massive. Anyway, sorry, side note, Devon and I have a side business that we work on together. So, yeah. But let me know if you want to have a vision boarding party, and we will go from there. Any questions, any thoughts, just put #replay in the comments. Feel free to ask anything. I'm here to support you for your success, and go vision boards. All right. Love your work, everyone. Bye.